Hello fellow collectors, this is Godzilla 1090, and before today's video I just wanted to let everybody know who's watching that I appreciate you. Thank you for everything you do. To checking out my videos, to liking, commenting on my toy photography, or just being there to be a great friend and support me. I really appreciate it. You have no idea how much I appreciate it. I really do. Now, I also like to leave an open invitation to join my group, Kaiju Collectors. We're ever growing group. We're always welcome to having new members come in, and I hope to see y'all there. And now let's get today's video started. Thank you. Hello, Express fans. On behalf of Kaiju Collectors, this is Godzilla Train 1090 with a new review today. Now, today we'll review something that I've been anticipating since I was a child. Something that I've always wanted since I've started collecting Express figures. And that is the standard 1993 Godzilla. Now, you may be wondering what I say is something I've been wanting. Cause y'all know 84 is my favorite suit, followed by 89, 64, so on and so forth. And I have all of them. But if you also know me, you also know I'm a huge Heisei guy. Now, I'm not the one to collect every Heisei suit, but Lord knows I'm pretty close to it. But that's neither here nor there. So, the reason why this is a very special acquire is because if most of y'all grew up like I did, I'm pretty sure whoever's watching this, they're roughly around my age range. But if not, I'll still explain. So, when I was a kid, for Godzilla figures, we didn't have a huge selection. Bandai had theirs over in Japan, and if you're lucky, you're able to pick up the Bandai figures at comic shops. But I didn't have that luxury. So Of course, Walmart, Target, and yes, I'll even say Kmart, maybe Albertsons when they're still around. They had their own toy line of Godzilla figures named Treadmasters. And if you're around my age group, we all have or had Treadmasters as kids. And we also know that the Treadmasters Godzilla, at least the 10 or 11-inch one, I forgot what it's called exactly. But it was just the one that wars and his eyes light up and everything. You should know, you know what I'm talking about. So we all know that closely resembles the Heisei Godzilla, and I've had mine for 24, 25 years. He's still upstairs. When I gotta do a video on him actually. But yeah, that was my first Godzilla figure, and that was my only Godzilla figure. Well, besides, I had King Ghidorah and Gigan as well, and Tripmasters, but those got obliterated. But I'll explain that in another video. But yeah, that was my only Godzilla figure until I got the 6-inch Imperial Godzilla. I want to say 4 or 5 years later, and those two are my only representations of Godzilla until I found out about Bandai. So ever since I've had the 1993 Treadmaster Godzilla, or I guess the Heisei Treadmaster Godzilla, I've always wanted a Heisei Godzilla, a better representation of the Heisei Godzilla. And I know when everybody talks about the Heisei Godzilla, they gravitate more towards the 89 and 91. And don't forget, those are two of my favorite suits as well. Those are my two of my favorite suits by far. But as we know, Godzilla in most of the Heisei series, this is more of his look. This big chunky dude right here. So it was, when did they announce this? I'm gonna need someone in the comment section to correct me, but I think March or April they announced it, if I'm not mistaken. And I forgot what show it was. Heavens no, 2020's been a weird year. Has been too many shows. Actually, no, yeah, they did announce this at a show a while back. I think it was at the end of 2019 they actually announced the show. Announced it at a show. And I saw the prototype of it, and I was like, yeah, the second it comes up pre-order, I'm buying it. Now, at first, I was going to get the Rick with the, as everybody loves to say, Disco Godzilla. If you don't understand that reference, there's plenty of reviewers that reviewed the Rick. They will explain it to you. But anyways, I was gonna get that one. Me and my buddy Thomas were gonna get the Rick, both get the Rick. But as you see in size comparisons a little bit later, I needed something to represent 92, 93, 94. Because if you ask me, all three of them are practically the same suit with very minor altercations to them. And I like the original 92 that came out, but I didn't feel like hunting for it. And when I started collecting S Plus figures, that's already when the details and everything were starting to get really, really crisp. So the 92 just looked out of date to me, in my opinion. And at the time I had my 89, so I was looking for the 92. Since then, I sold my 89, my original 89, and the Sakai 92 was never an option to me. I don't know why. I just don't like that figure. Maybe because I haven't seen it in person, but I just don't like it. So I was like, you know what? I need a representation of 3 years of Godzilla. So let me just get the standard. Let me just get the standard instead of getting the Rick. And of course, I know how I got this figure. I got it from Mr. Jason Relling. I pretty much exclusively get all my figures from Jason. He's always a huge help to me. So if you're ever looking for anything or need a new figure, check with Jason, see if he's getting it in, and he'll help you with the rest of it. So, as I said, I know this figure came out a few months ago. I think in September, August or September. This figure finally hit the States. I want to say September the Rick came out, and this came out in October. And I told myself, like, you know what? My birthday's in October. Why not just get this for my birthday present? Because before this, my last figure was Jet Jaguar, so I took a few months to go and save my pennies up so I can get the '93 Godzilla. And I just received them last Wednesday. I just received them. Now, I have been on the 1984 bandwagon figure of the year, but damn, the '93 is a really nice figure. Give you a little closer look at him. Personally, I've only taken so many photos of him, but there's not too many bad angles I've gotten of the '93 yet. He's a fantastic figure, and Xbox is really stepping their game up, as in crispness. Sorry about that. As well as details on these figures, because my goodness gracious, this is night and day compared to some of the older Godzilla figures. Compared to my old '89, the original '92, figures like that. It's night and day. You'd almost think this is a Yuji Sakai scope, but it's not. This was an original scope from X Plus. And to me, it looks fantastic. It looks absolutely amazing in my opinion. Especially the eyes. It looks so fierce with the eyes. And I guess you can say I'm on the bandwagon with closed mouth Godzilla figures. But every now and then, I can appreciate a very nice looking open mouth Godzilla. They did great details on the tongue and the teeth. They did amazing sculpting on as far as his skin and everything. And of course, we all know how the Heisei Godzillas were. Thunder thighs. And yes, this boy has some thunder thighs. But hey, he wouldn't be the Heisei Godzilla without thunder thighs. Or at least the later Heisei Godzilla without his thunder thighs. But, okay. If you give me a few moments, I'll bring up a few figures up for size comparisons. Now, did I really have to explain why I did this size comparison? Okay. The only reason I have this Super Mega Godzilla was for this Godzilla. The only reason why I went Super Mega Godzilla is because I was supposed to get the Rick. But I digress. They still look absolutely amazing together. I'm very happy with my Super Mega Godzilla, which I did do a review on that if you want to go check the archives. And I love the '93 Godzilla. And this is really my first time putting them together besides them being on my shelf. And this looks absolutely amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I think they size up almost perfectly. Godzilla may be a little taller than he's supposed to be. But, y'all know me. A couple inches here and there, I can survive off it not being absolutely perfect. It's just fine. But this is, oh gosh. Like I said, this is really my first time having them together besides them being on my shelf. And it's just mind blowing how well they look together. And hopefully there's a third mate that should be joining these guys. But we'll save that surprise for another day, which is pretty obvious if you're a Godzilla fan. If not, then you just have to be surprised. But okay, give me 1 second so I can bring up some more figures for another size comparison. And this is the other reason why I went with the standard. Because, contrary to belief, Leslie's the reason why I have a lot of my bad habits as far as collecting. He won't admit it, but it's okay. I'll do it for him. But I've really fallen in love with setups. Seeing all Leslie Chambers setups in his videos is just awesome. And having this setup is just... And yes, I know Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla is not the best Godzilla movie. But Godzilla, Space Godzilla, and Destroyer, Jesus, Mogera together looks fantastic. Who can ask for a better moment than this and with Mega Godzilla? As a I can't say I was a born and bred Heisei fan because I was born watching the Showa movies first. I didn't see the Heisei movies until I was a teenager. But as I grew up, that's basically why I watched the Heisei movies. I love all Godzilla movies equally, but I know I'm a Heisei guy. I know I'm biased. I'm not gonna sit and lie about it. I'm a little biased. But to me, this looks great together. The fight between these three Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla was pretty awesome. Despite everything else wrong with the movie, at least their fight was miraculous. But if you can bear with me one more time, I'll bring up one more size comparison. And of course, I may have an idea what this is, but in one moment I'll get that up for you. Okay, so this might be a surprise to some of y'all. Honestly, a surprise for me too. But I've never had King Kong in a video before, one of my videos before, as a size comparison. So at the start, why not? Now, Kong was a contender of the Figure of the Year last year, and Godzilla is a contender of Figure of the Year this year. But like I said, to me, it's still going to be 84 in my opinion. I've been studying 93 for the last few days. That's why I just want to put the review out. And to me, the 84 is a tick above 93. But as far as this Kong and Godzilla being together, I think this looks pretty dope, actually. Kong's a little big with his big ass head, but don't they just look so pissed off at each other? Yes, I know it's from two different universes, but who cares? It's still King Kong versus Godzilla, no matter what. But okay, I'll go and share my closing thoughts right now. Okay, so as far as my final thoughts on the 1993 Godzilla, I'll have to give him if I had to start a rating system, I guess, I'll give him a 8 or 9 out of 10. Almost perfect. Not completely perfect, but pretty darn close. Like I stated before, I'm extremely happy with this figure. Everything about it. I was really, really happy to get it in my hands. Once I got it in my hands. And if somehow you can come and find this figure, go get it. I know everybody's so drawn to the rig, but don't poo-poo the standard either. The standard is just as amazing. But alright guys, that's it for my review. And I'll give you a few more close-up shots. And hope you have a good night. And of course, like I always do in my reviews, I'll put a little sample of what I'm getting next down the line. And let's just say this would be another special review for me. These last few releases been really special, honestly. But you'll hear the preview, you'll understand why, and I'll see y'all next video. Thank you.